Hey asshole, stop tickling with the dick.
Who the fuck are you?
Me? I'm fucking Greed, baby.
Greed. So that's why you're wearing an Assassin's Creed jacket, huh?
Yeah, motherfucking Greed. There's a lot of me going around right here. Like the motherfucker in the back row. You think he's the only one with a little personification to match the 7 sins, huh? Like that. That motherfucker's lust. How about that asshole in the black jacket? It's fucking rad, bitch. Well, I'm here to make you review a comic for me. That's what I have to do. I want you to review a comic that's all about greed. About taking someone that you have put no work into and just take all the benefits of it. You can do that, right? You review these shitty comics.
Hey, fuck you!
But dreams may come. You already know her. Jackie Diaz. Cunt keeps stealing shit and then claims it's her own. That's a big fucking greed right there. You can fucking do it. Come on. Don't you fucking deny it. Review this shit and I won't even be here anymore. It's simple as that.
You can't just waltz in here in your bullshit Assassin's Creed jacket and expect me to review your fucking comic?
Just review this and I'll be out of your hair. Or lack thereof. Also, I know you, because I am you. You want to stick it to this cunt. You want to make sure to put her in a place for stealing shit, don't you? That's who you are. You are also a little greedy, aren't you?
Well, you bring up a good point. Fine, fine. Just let me meditate or something first, okay?
We return to where our heroes are ready to go and save Orihime from the demonic world that can only be found in mirrors.
If you look in the mirror and say this sentence 3 times in a row, you will get a brain aneurysm.
Ichigo thanks the team for coming. Thanks for coming, guys. Sifu.
No! 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 No!
No! There's no Sifus in Bleach. Or, sure, there may be if this series was made in China. A Sifu is a teacher in Chinese and is used for Chinese originating martial arts to address your teacher. So Ichigo, a kid in Japan, saying this is fucking retarded. It's made even more stupid knowing that Jackie Diaz is a fucking weeaboo, and even more stupid by the fact that the word is capitalized and bold.
This is the 5th word! This is the 5th word! I don't even know how many is left!
Sifu told us the hour of 3 AM is the demonic witching hour. There is no other surefire way to get through any time other than this. If you guys remember the incantation to get in, let's do this. Are you ready?
You need to read this thing to understand how hard it is to read out loud. Fucking Christ.
So the group reads out the incantation that most of all sounds like a devil summoning. Through the darkest door you shall be, for I extend my hand to thee. Power hath descended from thy hand. Let this darkness swiftly carry out thy command, so that you shall flow a river forth to thee, and teeming with souls shall it ever be. Open these gates of the lost, I command thee.
fucking knew it!
Well, that was weird. Anyway, 3 black silhouettes appear and Renji states that this will not be easy. And Ichigo says there's no one he'd rather have watching his back than Renji. You know, the stalker. Renji says that Ichigo has always been like a brother to him. You know, a brother that he has tried to kill on numerous occasions.
And given, they do share a friendly relationship, but it has almost constantly been out of necessity where one needs the other.
So, one silhouette calls out for Renji, and after Renji disappears, I don't know, Hello Ichigo takes over Ichigo. Now, this is what it's supposed to look like when Hello Ichigo takes over Ichigo. Pretty much the exact same facial structure, but with black and yellow eyes. Okay? Now that we've established what it should look like, this is how it ended up looking.
Words fail me when... There's that brain aneurysm.
Toshiro has in the meantime suddenly teleported to Norway or something, where he's facing off against Grimjaw.
Oh, what is this, Toshiro? I totally didn't know. You'd think I said this to point out how Jagged Gears is a tracer, but trust me, this is simply a mistake on my part.
You look as valiant as I thought you would, even in a world like this one, the Dark Toshiro says, but... Oh, okay. I can't keep this in anymore. Look at this. Fucking look at it. This is a really great adult man body. Where's the problem? That this is an adult man body. Toshiro is a boy. That's his main characteristic besides his icy white hair. This is so obviously traced from someone else with Toshiro's head stuck on top like a Barbie head figure's head. Shit, it's even too small to the body. Like Aang from How I Became Yours.
But no, what am I talking about? Jagged Gears is no tracer. It's not like the proof is right fucking there if you just use a little common sense.
So Toshiro asks Grimjaw where they are, to which Grimjaw replies, Demons as strong as me have their own domain in this world. This is mine!
Grimjaw Toshiro, the Emperor of Norway.
So Grimjaw talks shit to Toshiro and tells him how he's losing spiritual energy just by being in that world. A normal person would then probably have acted knowing they're on a time limit, but Toshiro just talks some more. Maybe he's intimidated because Grimjaw literally looks like someone has ripped his own head off and replaced it with Toshiro. The shading is even different!
It's so fucking obvious! The amount of how obvious it is can be measured with the right equipment at this point.
Then let's begin, Toshiro. Show me my power can be conquered by a promise. Show me something other than the inevitable outcome that is your death, Grimjaw says, and the normal Toshiro replies with, I'll show you more than that.
What? You all thinking it?
We then move on to Renji facing off against this demon.
Oh, hello, Fire Lord Osai.
Fancy you making a cameo like this. There, Risa. This is the Dark Renji. Oh yeah, totally. With the model used for Fire Lord Osai in Avatar. And even if that's not the case, then the very last thing this is Renji. How do I know? Well, that should be a rather easy one. His fucking tattoos! This is what Renji's torso looks like. It's coated by his characteristic tattoos. Here all we get are these weird spikes on his shoulders. And while we're talking about those, why the fuck is there blood on his shoulders when they haven't even talked yet?
DS effort. There are countless of artists and authors out there who put actual work and effort into their work. People who do not trace, people who keep consistency, people who proofread their comics, and there's fan fiction writers who stay true to the original material. This entire comic is an insult to those people.
So, in best what dreams may come fashion, Firelord Osai tells Renji how the desert they're in is a world shaped by Renji's anger, fear, and all that good stuff. Firelord Osai then goes on about how he'll defeat Renji, who won't stand a chance because he can't use his Bankai, and then go fuck Rukia. And obviously, Renji won't allow that.
But who wants to see actual fighting in a battle manga? Not this guy. I'd rather have some more dumb repeating dialogue.
And Jackie Diaz is in the exact same mindset as we move on to Rukia facing off the only creative demon in this entire comic. The demon tells Rukia that she's not one for talking, but that Orihime has already turned into one of them. Rukia loses her shit and goes to combat the demon who... Hold on.
Things don't work that way!
We then move on to Ichigo, who wakes up in his spiritual realm where Sangetsu and Hollow Ichigo tell him they are going to be fighting Orihime and that Hollow Ichigo will lend Ichigo his powers. Hollow Ichigo says this is to repay a favor. What is the favor? It's a thing from a fucking filler. It's where Ichigo saves Hollow Ichigo or something. I don't know. Why? Cause I won't waste my fucking time watching fillers. So it all ends with Sangetsu telling Ichigo that they will help him because if he's not in his Bankai, he won't stand a chance.
But I thought it had been established that Bankais doesn't work in the in-between. Consistency, DS!
So Grimjaw is beating the snot out of Toshiro and is giving him shit for not being able to use his Bankai, even though Sangetsu just said Ichigo could. Anyway, Grimjaw and the real deal talk and it's all, I swear, all the same thing. One is talking shit about being all powerful, and the other is replying by saying how he's totally strong enough and good enough.
I'll let you guys guess who says what.
So let's see, skipping this and this and this, and there we go. The final confrontation. Basically, Toshiro is saying how he'll put all he has into one attack and kill them both. And Grimjaw says how the only way this could be possible is if he has something strong to live for. And so Toshiro makes his final attack and says what he lives for is love. This makes no sense. Remember, Toshiro left Karen for several years and only returned to have a lay with her before going on a mission. This is not love. And if it is, it's the flimsiest love in the world.
Most people would call that a simple itch.
So we move on to Renji doing the exact same thing. I swear to God, it's almost the exact same, line for line, word for word. Renji is put into a rough spot. Fire Lord Osai is talking shit, and Renji is claiming he can beat Osai with the power of heart.
Heart! Oh!
So, get this. Renji remembers all sorts of shit, including something the old man said. Or, well, I say said, but the truth is he never actually said this at all. What is it with bad authors and not being able to keep track of what has been said and not? Remember, these flashbacks are only cool if it's something you remember was being said. So we move on to Ichigo, who's finally going to confront the Dark Orihime. That's right, Dark Orihime. He doesn't have to fight his own shadow or anything.
Which raises the problem, why the fuck did Renji, Rukia and Toshiro also enter the in-between if Ichigo could just waltz in there and confront Orihime himself?
I mean, it's even told to them before they do this that they'll each be separated and fight against their own demons. So what the hell was the point? What the heck good did their presence do to this entire thing? Moral support? But that's not the only stupid thing, don't you fucking worry. The Dark Orihime tells Ichigo that he is the subject that has caused Orihime the most pain. Yeah, you know, it's not like that she has been bullied at school and forced to cut her hair, had a drunk dad or a prostitute mother, or a brother that died while he was her only guardian.
Sure, Ichigo is the one who has caused her the most pain simply because he can't balls up and tell her how he feels. The nerve of this guy.
The Dark Orihime keeps taunting Ichigo, somehow knowing tons of his innermost secrets, even though this is Orihime's inner demon and not Ichigo's. She'd have no way of knowing this shit. In fact, the main conflict here is being Orihime and Ichigo not sharing their inner feelings.
My brain hurts!
We then move on to Rukia, who, of course, is losing to the demon. Let me remind you, this demon said she was not one for talking. Anyway, Rukia sees no other possibility to win this fight but blowing herself up, We then see a flashback that never happened, and you know, when you can't trace explosions, just take any explosion you can Google, even if it's an explosion in the fucking solar system.
This is some Dragon Ball shit right here.
Ichigo finally reaches Orihime, who looks, all things considered, pretty good. Orihime says she'll show Ichigo what her hopes and dreams look like, obviously referring to her sword. The only problem is that, well, we never see it fully, which is a shame really, because this I have never seen the likes of before, and might, just might, be the only thing Jackie Diaz has actually modeled herself in the comic.
But like every other picture you see in this comic, if you can find the original picture, be sure to write the link in the comment section, and then we'll find all the pictures and fuck Jackie Diaz in the ass with them.
So let me level with you guys here for a minute. I know fighting and how your brain works while fighting. You cannot think this clearly during a fight, and especially, I think, not when your life is on the line, which is why this rarely happens in battle mangas. But I digress. Ichigo and Orihime fight, and Ichigo, by the power of poor writing, finds out that he can somewhat communicate with Orihime inside Orihime.
I'm sure there's some hentai about that somewhere. If not, it's being made right now.
Now, for all intents and purposes, this fight actually ends in a rather cool way.
Hold on to your nutsacks, people. Ryza just complimented Jackie Diaz here. Write it in your calendar or something. This is a day to remember.
Throughout the fight, Orihime begs for Ichigo to kill her, which isn't an unlikely thing for Orihime to do. And just before the demonic Orihime finishes off Ichigo, we see all sorts of flashbacks between Ichigo and Orihime, and it is then revealed that Ichigo stabbed Orihime and Orihime dies in Ichigo's arms. This is a really heartbreaking scene that is somewhat ruined by the fact that this soundless screaming thing is there. I mean, if it's soundless screaming, just don't add anything.
Almost over. Almost over. We're in the home stretch. Okay, come on, here, come on!
So, once again we hear dialogue that never happened as we see Ichigo yelling and crying, and even Hollow Ichigo is shedding a tear. Trust me, I like to point out how dumb that is, but I'm on a roll here. So, Ichigo screams and yells, and it all flashes brightly, and with some energy thing, the next thing we see is Ichigo waking up to no, just no, fuck you, no. Okay. Ichigo wakes up and gets up despite his severe injuries and walks outside where Renji talks to him, telling him the death of Orihime was not Ichigo's fault, even though the situation arose from Ichigo and it was Ichigo who stabbed Orihime like she owed him money. Renji then tells Ichigo that he is now for the first time ever feeling the weight of being a hero, because it's not like he has on several occasions helped people before he got his Shinigami powers. Ichigo then asks how they got back, and Renji tells him he should instead ask who brought them back, and we then see... Ichigo and Orihime then goes on about how the solution to all of this was for Orihime to trace the problem back to where it all started, her heart. And that would mean it was connected to Ichigo because he is her heart. It is never explained how Orihime survived or who brought them back, and it's all brushed aside with it being a miracle.
What?
This is followed up with Hitsugaya not having a single wound on his body, talking to the Captain Commander about resigning his position as captain and returning to Earth. The Captain Commander allows this and lets Hitsugaya return to Earth with the words, "Goodbye, my son."
What?
No! Fucking no! Fuck you, comic! No! No, 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 no! You have got to be fucking shitting me! Hitsugaya was an orphan and Yamamoto here never had any fucking kids! They were even in completely different areas upon Hitsugaya's birth. And if they had real ages, this would probably mean that Yamamoto had Hitsugaya when he was 70 or some shit.
wrong, you're stupid. Now wait just a minute.
So here's Urahime and Ichigo having sex.
I have never seen two anime characters fuck and felt it being so flaccid. Maybe it's because I've been scarred by what has happened. I don't know. We then move on to someone sitting in a tree and it's... How? Seriously, how? She blew herself up. You don't get back from that shit. Not even Cell from Dragon Ball could get back from that. And his explosion was just enough to destroy a planet, not fuck up an entire solar system. It doesn't get explained, so we're meant to just brush it off as another miracle. But this is simply pulling shit out of your ass. This was not trivial. This was not a small thing. This was not negotiable. She blew herself up. The technique was called self-destruction. You don't get back from that. And it's not something you can simply brush off. This was a key drama point of this comic that she sacrificed herself.
It's like watching someone in a movie dying from cancer. And then we see him talking to someone later and he simply explains it with, I got better from dying!
The story tones out as we are treated to what should be some rather fun scenes where Toshiro decides to confess to Ichigo about him loving Karen and having boned her. Now, this is meant to be hilarious and is all things considered handled rather good, fitting well into the high-paced and loud humor that Bleach as a series offers. But that's right up till this sentence. For your information, our first time was very special, just because it was hot and sweaty and butt and boobs were bouncing everywhere and I witnessed firsthand the prettiest vagina I've seen in comparison to my secret stash of porn doesn't mean it wasn't special. And then the comic ends with them all witnessing the New Year's fireworks and with Orihime explaining how these people are the family she never had, completely forgetting the brother that is key to her character. Good fucking riddance.
I don't know what to tell you. I came into this comic thinking it'd be bad. I thought I was prepared. You know, on top of the sanitary shit, I thought I could handle anything. But fuck me!
It is mind-boggling how you can take a well-established universe with room to expand and characters that we all know better than some family members and fuck it all up. And don't you fucking give me no goddamn this isn't traced bullshit. Come on! You cannot seriously be that fucking stupid.
This comic, if not the entirety of Jackie Diaz's written portfolio, is a slap to the face of any fan to Bleach, to any writer, to any otaku, to any artist, and to anyone who enjoys a good story in general. Fuck me. I'll see you guys in the next Webcomic Relief. Take care till next time.
Hey, walk the line, walk the line. Hey, understand, understand what makes a good man, 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 good man. What makes a good man, good man.
That was a spider on my head.